What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Hector, and this is where we talk about tech tips, news, and reviews. Just a little reminder, if you haven't already, hit the like, subscribe, and smash that bell notification icon. That way you can get notified each time I release a video. Alright, so this is going to be our first live streaming thing that we're doing. So I'm a little bit nervous, so just hang with me. All right, so what we got planned for you is that we got the Elon Musk drama here that we've got going on. You know, obviously everybody knows by now that he's taken over Twitter. Also we've also got we're also gonna go over the tech news and all right. So basically we're going over the tech news, and then after that we're gonna go into a Q&A of some questions that some users or some viewers have been sending to me. And we're finally going to answer the biggest question of all. What is going on with my hands? So stay tuned for that. If anybody can tell me in the chat, is the volume okay for the music, or do I need to turn it down a little bit? Just waiting for somebody to tell me if the music's okay, then we'll get started. Let me see if... I think there's like about a 5-second lag, so I'll wait. There we go. Like we got Almar Perez. All right. Looks like my aunt gave me a thumbs up for the sound check. What's going on, Juan? We got Donnie Grandy. I want to thank you guys for joining me today. All right, so let's get started. So as everybody knows by now, basically Elon Musk. So what happened was Elon Musk basically said he was going to buy Twitter, didn't buy it, and then came back and just bought it, and then fired everybody on the board. So it's just him running the company right now, and he's also talking about firing a lot more people than just that. So that's going to be interesting to find out. But one of the biggest scandals that's going on right now is the one with Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, or known as AOC. So I'm going to read to you guys what all's been going on, and you know, you guys can give me your thoughts on all this in the chat. And yeah, let's get started. All right, so AOC, I think this was about a Monday, or not a Monday, it was like a Wednesday. AOC mocked Elon Musk's plans to charge for a blue Twitter check mark. So basically, if you have that blue check mark, Elon Musk is gonna start charging you like $8 a month. So all this happened Wednesday night, and this is what AOC had to say. LMAO at a billionaire. Sorry, I'm just not used to reading that without the LMFAO. But yeah, LMAO at a billionaire earnestly trying to sell people on the idea that free speech is actually a $8 a month subscription plan. So that was released. So basically, you know, she's saying that you know, free speech costs $8 a month, because that is basically why Elon Musk bought Twitter, was because he thinks that people should be free to talk. And lately, uh, Twitter has been banning mostly uh, uh, right wing. How would you say? Right wing people, because basically people that lean more towards the right, or Republicans, if you want to say it. So or conservatives. Like I think Twitter has banned a lot. I think he also banned Jordan Peterson. He's also a conservative, but I wouldn't classify him as that. But yeah, he has been banned because of some things that he said. And Twitter is notorious for doing that. And Elon Musk thinks that you should be able to freely speak, um, even if it's on social media. All right, so Musk responded on the tweet on Wednesday, writing, "Your feedback is appreciated. Now pay $8." And he pinned it to the top of his Twitter page. So yeah, I think AOC couldn't stay silent. Um, and then Musk also posted a meme that said you can still use Twitter for free, just without the benefits. So yeah. He and then he followed up with a picture of a $58 sweatshirt on AOC's campaign website. And I've seen the sweatshirt. It's not all that great. But you guys can tell me what you guys think in the comments. All right. So let's see. AOC responded, "Proud of this and always will be. My workers are union, make a living wage, have full health care, and aren't subject to racist treatment in their workplaces. Items are made in the USA. Team AOC honors and respects working people. You should try it sometime instead of union busting." The progressive superstar was taking a dig at Musk's strong opposition to unionize of automaker Tesla, where he is the CEO. Basically, yeah. So now let's skip down a little bit. Later Wednesday night, AOC tweeted, "One guy's business plan for a 44 billion over-leveraged purchase is apparently to run around and individually ask people for $8. Remember that next time you question yourself or your qualifications." So apparently a lot of people have had an issue with this $8 charge to use the platform. If you don't have the check mark, you don't have to worry about it. I think I have the check mark on mine, and no, I don't. No. So I don't have to worry about it. But I mean, I still use it freely. So apparently the horror Stephen King, the king of horror stories, basically, he wrote F that they should pay me, as in Twitter should pay him to post on there. Musk has been on the defensive since then, tweeting on Tuesday, "To all complainers, please continue to complain, but it will cost $8." So I think Elon's trolling a little bit. All right, so then a little bit after that, Elon just decided to change his Twitter page, and now it says Twitter complaint hotline operator, and he is known as the chief twit. So yeah, I think he's trolling a little bit. I mean, let me know in the comments. See what you guys think about this. All right. So what do we got for you now? So let's talk about the whole Apple situation. So Apple didn't even release anything. Well, they did, but I was expecting an actual October event, and we didn't get one this year. So instead, we got like press releases. I got an email saying when the iPad came out, and let's see. I have looks like I gotta get my head up a little bit. It's not looking good over here. But anyways, I wanted to show you guys the Mac OS Ventura or Ventura because I haven't looked at it yet, and I obviously downloaded it like like a week ago, and I haven't really explored it. So I wanted to go through that with you guys. So let's go ahead and do that. Donnie. All right. So let's go ahead and go to. Let's see. Sorry, I'm new to this OBS stuff, so bear with me. All right. I think you guys. All right. So what we got for you here is we're gonna go ahead and go over to the Apple website. And check out what all they released. But before we do that, let's just go over. So basically, they came out with two different iPads, the iPad Pro and the entry level iPad. They basically upgraded the 9th gen to the 10th gen. So yeah, a lot of people had a lot to say about it because it wasn't really an upgrade because there were only like a couple differences in between. I mean, I think the only thing I can think of that we can actually benefit from the new iPad is nothing. Nothing really. I mean, just oh yeah. So the only thing that we could benefit from the new iPad is basically future proof. If any new updates come out later in the future, the M2 iPad will be able to handle it. As I mean, the M1 iPad is also going to be able to handle it too because the M1 chip is just a monster. And from what I've been reading, the M2 chip is only about 20% stronger. No, has a 20% more advantage over the M1 chip. So, 20%, is not really a lot. If we got something that was like 65%, that would, then we probably wouldn't even be having this talk right now. So, yeah, the only thing good about the new iPad Pro is probably future proofing it. And if you guys have anything to say about that, feel free to comment. And Donnie hyping me up. But yeah, feel free to comment in the comment section if you guys disagree or agree. All right, so yeah, so actually the new entry level iPad is actually one worth looking at because well, now they have a landscape camera. Let's go ahead and look at it. Where's it at? Here it is. So they still have the 9th generation for sale. They just I'm not sure if they bumped down the price. I can't remember if anybody knows the price of what the old price of the 9th generation iPad, go ahead, leave in the comment section. I can't remember if it's the same or if it went down a little bit. I think it went down. Yeah. But yeah, so if I were to recommend any iPad for anybody, I would go with this one. I mean, you've got the A14 Bionic chip. It's basically like my buddy Daniel said is basically the iPad Air. But I mean, it's better. So, for $449, we're getting the A14 Bionic chip, 10.9 liquid retina display. Now, I'm not sure if this is right. I've also been reading that Liquid Retina display is just Apple's version of OLED, or it's just a fancy way of them saying OLED. I think I looked it up a couple months ago. You know, if you guys can fact check me on that, just let me know. All right. So also they also what else did they do? They also got the landscape camera. How do? Oh, there we go. So yeah, the 10th generation iPad. They got a little show for us. All right, that's enough. Let's go down. All right. So basically, the new entry level iPad looks just like the rest of them. They finally got rid of the of the port that it had. Now it's got the USB-C just like the rest of them. This one's compatible with the Apple Pencil. It's also compatible with it also has a new keyboard. The landscape camera right there, as you can see it. You can barely see it, but it's right there. It's got the new iPad OS on it. And so yeah, if you want to use this iPad in a professional setting, this would be the iPad to go. Like if you wanted, if you wanted a, for example, what's one out there? Like for example, the Microsoft Surface. It's more like a tablet than it is a laptop. But if you want a something that you can carry around easily, in with just your hands, or just slide it into a backpack, this would be perfect right here. All you have to do is buy the keyboard. I forgot how much the keyboard is, but yeah, you've got your 12 megapixel camera, and on the front there it is right there, the landscape camera. He says you can use the camera as a scanner too. I think that's been a feature for a while. See, now whenever you have a like a FaceTime video or a team, no, not Teams meeting, but like because Teams meetings is Microsoft. But if you want to be able to have a regular what's it called? FaceTime. Yeah, so if you were to put it on the on the keyboard and just wanted to FaceTime somebody while typing at the same time, like while in a business meeting, you won't the other person on the other side will be able to see if you're looking at them or not, because whenever the camera is over here, you'll have to look down at at down at the camera in order for them to know that you're paying attention to them. So that's good right there on Apple. But they should have put it on the Pro, and that's a lot of stuff that I've been hearing. But this another thing is Wi-Fi 6. I've heard some rumors about it. There's some issues with it. If you guys want to, look that up for me, you guys can. All right. It's like somebody's on here with my account. Don't know how they did that. It's probably my kids. All right. So another thing is that on the iPad Pro, they put a very good camera on the back. Like I think it's able to produce 4K up to 60 or 30 frames per second. And that is a top dollar camera right there. If you guys want to shoot, any video in like this basically, I'm not sure who would feel comfortable filming with an iPad. I've never seen it before, but that's also an option. Look, here's the keyboard right here. I think it's magnetic. Must be one really strong magnet. And that's about it for Apple. Now let's move on. It says you can trade it in. Let's move on to Microsoft. Unless I have anything else. Let me check really quick. But I think that's about... Oh, yes, the OS. Let's check out the OS. I've been hearing... I just want to see what's what all's new with my MacBook Pro. Um, Here we go. All right, so the Mac OS Ventura. This is one thing that I have not gotten into, but we will get into it right now. I just made the update just because it told me to make the update, but now I get to see what all it does. Let's see. It's got new mailbox features, the undo send, s- schedule send follow up. The schedule send, I don't think I've ever seen that before. I mean, if I might be wrong, but if you guys know that you've been able to schedule send for a while, let me know in the comments. Spotlight. This is one thing that I don't really use it, but it's okay. The clock. I guess we got a new clock. Clock. Spotlight quick actions. Yeah, stuff I don't really use. Let's see. The passkeys. I actually do use these, but I mostly use this on my phone. I don't really have this on my Mac. See, my MacBook, I mostly use it for I mostly use it for my for my video editing, or for just when I was in school, I would do it for schoolwork. I don't really do much on it. I use it for just basic, very basic browsing, uh, and schoolwork, and I don't do things that I'm not supposed to, or do anything that will put me in harm's way of a virus or malware or something like that. So, richer collaboration, share play via messages. I actually have seen this. That would be pretty nice. iCloud share. Yes, yeah. This I have seen because just today, if you guys didn't see, whenever we first started the show, I had a picture of me and starting soon. I actually like airdropped them into my Mac. So I think that's been a feature for a while, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why they would put that there. Smart ways to share. I'm guessing you can share to other phones as well from here. I'm not, if there are any Apple fanboys in the group chat, let me know if you've been able to share photos from your laptop. All right, so we got Stage Manager. Don't use that. FaceTime. What's good with FaceTime? Oh, yes. I have seen this. So, one thing that I have actually liked about this is that I have been able to so hold on a sec. All right, sorry about that. My daughter woke up from her nap and we had to settle the situation. So, what I was saying is the FaceTime. I have seen so when I was setting up my OBS and I was trying to find my camera, the camera that I'm currently recording on right now, I have actually I'm able to use my phone as a camera for for my laptop. I've never seen that before. And if anybody has, any Apple fanboys have, you know, let me know. And but yeah, um, I'm actually able to do a FaceTime call on my laptop and use my phone as the camera and actually watch myself on my screen. So I'm able to use my phone as a webcam. So that was something that I actually liked. Um, yeah, here it is right here. You see the phone right here, and you can use it as a webcam now. It's actually pretty cool, and like you can take it anywhere. And like for example, you could lay your laptop here on the desk and just go and walk around with that. Why not just FaceTime on your phone? I don't, you could, but it is all right too. I think the camera has a the phone has a better camera than the laptop anyways. So, you know, that could come in handy. Look at that. You got you can also I think you can use them simultaneously as well. You know, have one view of something and then of yourself and then have the camera like display other things, so that's pretty cool too. Let's see. Games. I think this is strictly towards the Mac, the the iMac. So nothing for me. Let's see. They say so much more, but it's just regular updates. So, all right, moving on. So what we have, what we have next is Microsoft. I actually think Microsoft kind of outdid Apple this time. I think Google has too. Um, I think Microsoft, not Microsoft, Apple needs to step it up a little bit, because I swear by Apple. And what's going on in the group chat? You can also edit messages up to 15 minutes after sending it. That's the on the iPhone. I actually have used that. Where I I do a typo and then I just yeah I do a typo and then I just you know edit the text that I sent and everything's fixed. And hopefully people see that, because it does say edit. It does say edited right underneath it. So, all right. So, ah, type today. So, yes, I actually think, and I think a bunch of Apple fanboys can agree with me that Microsoft and Microsoft and Google kind of outdid iPhone this year, or Apple this year. Sorry. So the Surface Pro 9. Come on now. All right, so I was actually looking at getting the Surface Pro 9, but then that is whenever Apple launched their new iPad, which was like 40 what was it? 449 for the entry level iPad. And this is a Surface Pro 9, and trust me, this thing is actually nice. If you need if you need a computer that you can take around and actually it fits anywhere you want, and all you have to do is buy a keyboard attachment, this would be the way I would go. But if you want something that I don't want to chat now, no thanks. But yeah, if you want something that, yeah, that you can take around and you need it for school, this this is the way to go. I would actually look into buying this one for maybe my wife or one of my kids. If not, if you're not a fan of the big tablet of yeah, of just having a tablet in general, um you can always go with the laptop 5. I actually like the design. It's very sleek, and I also like the gr- the green color that they came out with. But one of the best things that I think Microsoft came out with was the camera blur. It does look a little bit artificial, but it works. It works. But no, I take that back. No, the best feature that they came out with was probably the noise cancellation. I forgot what it was called. But basically the guy was the guy was outside, and all he did was press a button, and the guy behind you was had a leaf blower, and as soon as he pressed the button, like, you couldn't hear him at all, but you could hear uh the the Microsoft employee's voice, like, perfect. I, I haven't seen that. And if you guys have seen it, you know and if you guys have seen it, just let me know in the comment section. Here's the laptop 5. I actually think it's pretty nice. It's sleek, it's minimalistic. You can't go wrong. The only thing is that these can get a little expensive for people. And I'm all about, staying under a budget, helping people out when it comes to that. Um they came out with 13.5 and 15-inch touchscreens. So the I think my wife would like this one because she just touches the screen like constantly. I gave her my Dell Latitude, and that's just the screen couldn't be more oily. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, this is a very sleek design, and my favorite is actually the. Actually, no, I don't think they came out with the green one in this. Yeah, never mind. I was wrong. The green one was actually for the Surface. The Surface. Where's it at? The Surface Pro 9. If it would go back. There we go. Yeah, yeah. This green one right here. This is what I'm talking about right there. So let's go back. Looks like it's not wanting to go. All right, there we go. So yeah, so this is where we can get into if any advice from me. So as a tech guy, I'm all about you know, saving people some money whenever it comes to tech. So what I actually recommend is for you guys to check out Dell's refurbished website. If you're a student, check it out. If you're a teacher, check it out. I mean, you can't go wrong. You can get uh, a top dollar laptop for like 50% off, like 1,000. Like the Dell Latitude 7040 or 7940, I think is what I got. That is actually at one time that laptop was Dell's top model laptop. So, uh, that one was made like in 2018, but I bought it like last year in 2021. So it was like 18, 19, 20, 20, like 3 years old, almost 3 years old. So at one time, that was Dell's top model business class laptop. I actually got the advice from another IT guy, Grandy. He's actually in the comments section. Shout out to Grandy. He actually helped me out with this, and ever since then, I've been helping spread the word about this, and hopefully people take it. But yeah, so I bought a top dollar business class laptop for $600. A laptop that would usually cost you $1,400 for $600. You know, that's you can't go wrong with that. Um, I'm getting text messages. So let's see. Where is it at? I think we need to go to the Dell refurbished website. There we don't if you guys can stay away, this is another tip that I have. If you guys can stay away from this right here, this ad, yeah, just stay away from those. Sometimes you don't know what you're clicking. So just, usually you can go down here and you'll actually find the actual website. But yeah, just stay away from anything that says ad. uh Sometimes you don't know what you're clicking. So that's a little advice from me. All right, so here you go. Here you have, these laptops probably used to cost over 13 $1,400. And, shout out to Grandy again. He showed me this, and let's see. Yeah, so this is some advice that I can give you. Another piece of advice that I could give you is if you're looking into gaming. If you are into gaming, there's actually a website that I recommend all gamers go to if they're trying to build a budget option. It's called PC Part Picker. There we go. So here you can actually, you got build guides and stuff like that, but you can go in here and actually, choose what PC you have. I had a buddy a couple days back, and he came up to me. He gave me a list of all the parts that he got for this PC. And, I looked at the list, everything looked fine. But the one thing that stood out above all is, are these parts compatible? And he couldn't tell me if they were. So I recommended that he go to PC Part Picker, but because this website actually looks at each individual part, and it determines whether or not it's compatible. By compatible, sometimes you sometimes you could buy like a very advanced graphics card that maybe a CPU can't handle it. Sometimes you'll buy a CPU, but you'll buy the wrong CPU cooler. Sometimes you'll buy a CPU, but but it won't fit in the motherboard. So this website does a very good job. You see right here is this compatibility, no issues found. Well, obviously because we haven't selected any parts. But yeah, you can go here and you can also you choose CPU, and you've got all of your options right here. And you can sort them out from what you want: Ryzen, Intel. I'm actually going to do a video on AMD Ryzen versus Intel, because they're right now Ryzen is or AMD is got Intel scared right now. So you guys could look into that if you want. So you also have your filters right here where you have your budget options. You can go down, let's say $100 for a CPU. You've got your $100 CPUs. If you're trying to buy a decent laptop, I wouldn't recommend going for a lower class CPU. I'm also going to do a video on. I'm also going to do a video on the on i3, i5, and i7s processors, Intel processors, obviously, but which one you should get in which situation. If if it's a computer that you're using for yourself, for your kids, for your wife, for business purposes, CAD engineers usually use i7 processors. Some top dollar i5, but i5 processors, are very good. But you know, I'm gonna do a video later on, and I'll compare each one and which ones you should look for. And you know, even within the i5 processor, realm, there's different classes. There's a lower class i5, a middle class i5, and a high dollar i5 processor. So look forward to that. All right, so now that we have that, um, out of the way, I also wanted to share with you guys something that somebody has been trying to get me to do. I'm not gonna name him on here on the show, but a lot of people have asked me, hey Hector, I have this PC or laptop that somebody no, I have bought this PC or laptop that I've bought from somebody, and I want to learn how to just completely wipe it. So I'm going to show you guys the easiest way to wipe a computer without having any issues, or uh without having to do anything extra that you would find complicated or intimidating. So let's get into that right now. Also, how's that music? Is that music still good for you guys? All right, so let's go to. All right, so for now, we're gonna focus on Windows 10 because I think Windows is the well, it is the most used operating system. So, most PCs will be Windows. So let's go ahead and choose Windows 10 because they're depending on the laptop or PC that you have, Windows 11 might or might not be compatible with it. So that's one thing that you need to watch out for. So let's go ahead and look at this. We're going to, okay, so basically you're going to open up your computer, and you're going to go to the browser, and you're going to go up to the top up here and type in Windows 10 Media Creation Tool. Remember that. All right. So now that we're here, we're gonna go to download Windows 10 disk image. And I actually put together a Word document for time purposes because this can be a very lengthy process. So let's just wait till this comes up here. Hopefully. All right, let's go ahead and close it out. Maybe I've got too many browsers open. My CPU. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Let's go. Media creation tool. All right. Might be because this is a Mac. Okay, this is not. It's trying. It's trying to do something. And it might be because I have an Apple laptop. They might not like Microsoft because we're actually going to the Microsoft website. Let's see if I can open up a different browser. Use Safari. Let's go to Media Creation Tool. Here we go. I just want to see the page. Come on. Ah, there we go. It downloaded over here. All right. So what you're gonna want to do is come over here, and you're gonna. That's not right. It might be because I have a. This is the first time this has happened. See, it's doing it over here too. I'm looking at my CPU. Looks like I'm using a lot of RAM. And it's basically because I'm trying to stream and do a bunch of things at the same time. So, all right. So there's gonna be a button here that says update now. Let's see if we can pull up a picture of it. Ah, dang it. Maybe it's this one here. Let's just look up media creation tool. I'll show you guys. See if we can pull up a picture. Let's. Yeah. So right here, let's see if we can make this bigger. No, that didn't work. All right. So I'm not sure if you guys can see here, but so basically you're going to go to the website and you're going to hit a download tool now. So basically what this is going to do is you're going to be able to create a USB media creation tool. So once this is what I recommend, because then you can take that USB and you can just start resetting computers, like nothing. All you have to do is just boot it to the USB. So when I say boot, depending on the laptop, it's either the from my experience, I've seen it be the F8 key, the escape key, or F12. Depending on the model, you're gonna have to look up how to boot to a USB. So basically you'll just restart the computer, and while it's restarting, you'll just go ahead and just start tapping away at the F12, F8, or escape key. And once your boot menu comes up, you will see the name of your USB. Once that comes up, you'll be able to install Windows. And so I'm gonna go ahead and take you through that. I made a Word document and I took screenshots of the process of actually doing this. So let's see. Bear with me here. Hold on a sec. Move this document over here. All right. So whenever you click on that if you want to make a USB key, you're gonna hit download now. It's gonna be telling you to get that is getting a few things ready. You'll hit accept, and again it'll say getting a few things ready, and then you will have the option to upgrade this PC now, or create a an installation media. Obviously, I'm gonna click create installation media. So that's what I did, and it's gonna give you these options here. You can change them, but I would recommend that somebody who is at a novice level just stay here at the use recommended options for this PC. Go ahead and click next. Use the USB flash drive, and the next screen, it will actually show the USB, which at the time I was using this one, and you guys can, yeah, you'll just click on that, click next, and it will, and this process took me like about 40 minutes to do. So from the progress from 0 to 100, it took like 40 minutes, which is why I use I just took screenshots and I put it to a Word document. So that, yeah. So once all that's finished, you'll be able to use your USB flash drive and be able to just reset computers from the USB key. Now, take note that you can only do this with Windows computers. You won't be able to do this with Macs or anything like that, which I'm pretty sure you can, but I don't see why you would want to. You'd probably mess it up. So, yeah, there's that. Now, another issue that somebody has came up to me with is actually how to reset their computer. So, since I have a Mac, I can't really show you guys how to do this, but I went ahead and took screenshots of how to actually do this. So let's go into that. See if I can find the document. Also, let's just take a little break to tell you guys that we're still doing the free giveaway of the Apple AirPods Pro 2. So if you guys want to enter to win, comment hashtag Hector Morfin, and once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we will pick a winner, and they'll get some free AirPods. Yeah, and who knows? By the time we hit 1,000 subscribers, we might just give away a whole new iPad. So like, share, subscribe, smash that bell notification icon. That way you can get notified each time I release a video. All right, so let's go ahead and get to resetting the PC. All right, so if you have a Windows computer, which I'm pretty sure most of you do. So if you're just basically, if it's just been slow, or you're you got the computer as a gift or something, but they bought it from somebody who they don't know, but it still has all the information on it. So if you have an admin account on it, you can always log into it if you have the credentials to it, of course. You can always go down to in the lower left hand corner and type in reset this PC. You will see this pop up, and you'll just click on it, and it'll bring you to this screen right here. It's gonna be recovery, reset this PC. You'll click get started. Once you've hit get started, you will come to this one right here. Now, you have the option of keeping your files or removing everything. If you are getting this computer for the first time, I would recommend removing everything and just starting from scratch. Nothing will happen. If you just got this computer, this should be fine because you haven't put any personal information on it or any personal apps on it yet. But so yeah, it should be fine. And if you want, and let's just say you've had the laptop for a while and you just want to reinstall the OS, you can click keep my files. I know, but personally, I would recommend removing everything. If your computer's a little slow, you think it might have malware, go ahead and transfer all of your pictures to a USB or something like that, and just hit remove everything. And once you've hit that, it should just do it. All right, so let's see. I think I need to get a little bit. All right, make sure I'm not out of focus. So we are going. What do we have planned next? Let me look at my itinerary. All right, so we have a couple of Q&As. There were some people that did not want to be mentioned, So we're gonna keep their names private. I am going to. I am going to actually just read off their questions. All right. So Nassim from Morocco, what he says, what's going on, Hector? And he's got you know, the two hands emoji. He's like, what's your biggest pet peeve as a tech guy and in your personal day to day life? All right. Well, as a tech guy, I hate it well, I don't hate it. It's a pet. It just bothers me whenever I am asked to come out to help. They the person that asked me for help talks like if they know my job better than I do, and they give me IT advice when I'm the IT guy. And I could clearly just say, if you know all this, why did you call me? Why'd you bother me? Why'd you call me on my cell phone, get me up out of my chair into this hot place, and need my help if you know everything? And that's just one of my biggest pet peeves. So for all my fellow IT guys out there, keep your head up. It's not the end of the world. All right. In my personal day to day life, I actually had to actually think about this one because I think one of my biggest pet peeves in my day to day life is if I'm out in public and somebody comes up to me and says, "Hey, can you uh can you read this? It's in Mexican," and I'm like, "What? I don't speak Mexican. I speak Spanish." Okay. Um. Yeah. I can read and write Spanish. Read, write, and speak Spanish fluently. Around other Hispanics that also speak Spanish, I get really nervous around them because I know they speak it better than I do, which makes me start stuttering. I start stumbling over my words, and yeah, there's that. Let's see. We're gonna read another question. Thank you, Nassim from Morocco. Hope you're watching right now. Let's see. We've got yeah, he did want me to read his name. So this is Isaac, fan from all the way from India. My question is laptop or PC, my friend? And well, I actually had to think about this one. I would actually say both because when it comes to a PC, you can future proof it. By that I mean is you if your CPU, motherboard, or anything becomes outdated, your graphics card, with a PC, you can actually just replace those things. When it comes to a laptop, you're better off just buying another laptop. And for me, I would rather buy a high dollar laptop and actually just get a triple display. And that's basically what I have right now. I have a triple display, and I've connected it to my laptop. If you guys want to know how to do that, let me know down in the comments section. If you want a triple display, let me know. And so yeah, so a PC, I wouldn't recommend a PC unless you're a gamer, because when you're a gamer, there's always a new graphics card coming out. There's always something better coming out. So if you're a gamer, you're better off buying a PC. If you're not a gamer, I would recommend just going with a laptop because you can take it anywhere you want. You can take it to school, work, take it to the gym. I don't know why you would want to take it to the gym, but some people do. You could take to Starbucks and just you have all your files there, and all you have to do is carry your charging cable. So yeah, if I would only recommend a PC if you're actually serious into gaming, and I think that's about it. Thank you, Isak from India. I've also noticed that I'm getting a lot of attention from India. Leave me leave a comment down in the comment section if you actually think I'm Indian, or do I look Indian, but I'm actually getting a lot of fans from India. And I think my last Instagram post, like I think mate no, there was an Instagram post that I posted, and it's gotten like 13,000 views. And I think 75% of those are from India. So I'm not sure what's going on here. And they found me on Facebook, and it's actually pretty cool. I'm getting a lot of love from India. Shout out to India. All right, so the next one we have, this guy did not want me to say his name. So I made up a name for him. I named him Santi. So I actually got that from the movie Goal. So yeah. I'm about to go buy a new laptop. What specs do you recommend I get? All right, so if you're gonna go buy a new laptop, this actually, for me, I wouldn't. For me, I would stick with a high dollar i5 processor or any i7 processor. Sometimes the high dollar i5 processors perform better than the low end i7 processors. So I would recommend a high dollar i5 processor. Uh, uh, a, a the way that you know that a processor is high dollar or not is because of the gigahertz. Um, if you've got a one, I think it's like 1.5 to a 2.3 gigahertz. That's usually a low end i5 processor. If you've got a 2.3 to like a 2.7, 2.8 processor, that's usually your middle tier. And if you've got like a if you see that the processor starts off at 2.8 to like 4.5 or something like that, or it starts off at 3.5 and it goes up to like 4.8, and it's got a turbo boost, yeah, that's a high dollar i5 processor. So I would go with one of those. I know they're a little expensive, but you're not going to regret it. If you want a laptop that is actually going to last you, go with a high dollar i5 processor, or if you have the money to spend, go with a middle tier or a high dollar i7 processor. You can't go wrong with either. Another 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 thing, so that's processor wise. When it comes so processors, yeah, we talked about that. Um, when it comes to, what's the other thing? RAM. So RAM, if you're a student and you don't really um use your uh your computer for, if you only use it to just browse the internet and just do schoolwork, I would go with an 8 gigabit, uh, 8 gigs of RAM. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. The minimum I would recommend would be 16 gigs, and I know that the price from 8 to 16 gigs is like a big difference. But it's like I said, if you want a laptop that's going to last you, I would go with with 16 gigs of RAM minimum. But if you're on a budget and all you do is just schoolwork, and some minor browsing, 8 gigabits is going to do you good. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay with 8 gigs. So, for all you people that go to school, 8 gigs is what I recommend. So let's see. Actually, I think we're done with that screen. We can go back to the full screen now. All right, there we go. Is that better? All right. So what we got now? All right. So so it's RAM, Oh, okay. So another thing is, if I would look at the hard drive. What type of storage space does it have? Does it have a HDD or does it have a SSD? Because this is a big difference. This is going to determine how long your computer is going to last you and how fast it's going to be. Because if you have an HDD, if you haven't seen my videos, it's going to slow down over time. You might think it's fast at first, but it's going to slow down. So I would get a solid state drive, an SSD. I wouldn't go for anything less than 250 gigs. I mean, that's decent for Word documents. If you're a actual if you're going to school. So if you're going to school and and you're on a budget, just go with 250 gigs. If you need more storage, you can just buy an external drive. They're very cheap and they're inexpensive. Yeah, cheap and inexpensive are the same things. But yeah, they're cheap and they're easy to find. So I'm pretty sure you could buy one for a couple bucks, like $50 on Amazon. I actually bought like a 2 terabyte external hard drive for like $80. So 2 terabytes is a lot. Um, so there's that. Another. So when I go to find a laptop, I always consider the chip, the CPU that they're using. Make sure it's an Intel i5 or higher. I would make sure that if you're on a budget, go with 8 gigs, but me personally, I would go with 16. And the storage, from 250 to 500 gigs to a terabyte, like the price jumps up a lot. So 250 gigs should be fine. I always recommend people just get 250 gigs. You can always add more storage later. Besides, you don't need that much stuff on your computer because I mean, imagine if you just start if you drop your laptop, all that's gone. Well, probably not with an SSD, but if you have an HDD, yeah, it's probably gone. So or unless you take it to like forensics lab. I think I've actually had to do that, and they've actually they never got back with me. I need to check on that. All right. So this guy didn't want me to name him on the channel, so um I made up another name, Franco. So this is Franco. I forgot where he was from. I should have wrote that down. But he asked, "What are your plans for the channel?" All right, that's actually a good question. So, the plans for the channel is to actually, make this channel bigger, obviously, grow the audience, and then carry that audience over to other channels that I plan on having. Something that I plan on having with my son is a react. He wants to he actually wants to look at funny videos and react for me. And me and my wife, we watch these reality shows. We love reality shows. We actually get into into these reality shows like if we're actually there. So I told her, why not react to them? So that's one thing that you'll probably see later is a reaction channel. Another thing is probably a podcast on helping people with tech today and keeping up with tech. I think I'm actually going to do these live videos whenever like something happens all of a sudden. That way I don't have to wait a whole week, to record, edit, and then release. I think actually doing this live is going to help me, keep up to date. And I think it's actually going to help me with views. So, yeah. So this channel is going to grow. I'm focusing on it that way I can have an audience already whenever we carry it over to the other channels. Um, I'm planning on having maybe around 4 channels in total. Yeah, because this doesn't stop here. The 4 other channels are gonna be like family, and then I also want to do another channel with one of my friends that I've actually promised that I would have him on board for that. And so that's the plan. All right. So what is a I can't really see. All right. So this question came from Amy. What's up with the hand gestures? And so let's see. Where do I start? So when I was very young, I had a stuttering problem. Like I stuttered really bad. And I know a lot of people in the comments are probably going to feel bad after hearing this, but because I have gotten a lot of hate for the hand gestures, and it's just something that I have to do. But but after going over everything, I'm going to just do the hand gestures every now and then. But anyways, back to the story. When I was younger, I had I had a very bad stutter, and it's just something that I've been dealing with for a very, very long time. And like for example, we went on this field trip. I think it was to like the Louisville Zoo, and I couldn't order my food. I just would not. The words could not come out, and I'm pretty sure people have noticed during this live broadcast, like whenever there are times whenever I've made like a clicky sound, and I've actually stuttered like a little bit through this because I'm actually nervous. But yeah, it happens a lot when I'm nervous. But anyways, back to the story. Uh, when I was younger, I think it was like in seventh grade. In seventh grade, it was the worst. We went to a field trip in Louisville Zoo to Louisville Zoo, and I couldn't order my food because I knew I was gonna stutter. And I went over to my friend and I asked him, "Hey, can you order my food for me?" He's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because I can't say it. I'm gonna stutter." And so obviously, being the friend that he is, he's a very good friend, and he ordered my food. One time I actually got in trouble in school because of this. I I think it was in seventh grade where the teacher asked me to uh to say what was it? What's 2 times 7 or something like that. And I knew the answer, but it just would not come out. What do I do with these hands? But anyways, yeah, I knew the answer, but it just wouldn't come out. I would stay there, and I would try to force the the word out, and so I just gave up, and I was like, I just told her I can't. She's like, why? And I'm like, because I can't. And I think a couple people that knew me in the classroom actually spoke up and said that he stutters. So that was whenever she didn't really believe me, and you know I felt very humiliated because of that. And so as as soon as that happened, I had to do something because I was not going to be humiliated anymore. So I had to do something. So I started um you know figuring out techniques. I realized that whenever whenever I sang, I didn't stutter at all. So I would try to sing like the first note that would no, I would sing the first word, but I noticed that that sounded really weird because you would go up to somebody and I would sing the first note. Yeah, that's a little weird. So, I had to figure out something else. I noticed that whenever I spoke in a different accent, like if I would copy a British accent or something like that, it I wouldn't stutter. So the stuttering went away when I did that, but I didn't want to talk in a British accent because I wasn't from Britain. So after that, I started stomping or clapping on my thigh. And whenever I did that, it actually worked. It worked for many, many years. where I would stop. But then after a while, it got to a point where where I think my anxiety was just acting up, and I would stop really hard. So it would look weird whenever I would start a sentence and stop really hard. So I had to come up with something else. So as I got older and I got into IT, sorry, it's a little hot in here. But yeah, so as I got older, I started developing this click sound. And I know you guys have probably heard it on this microphone. But now I developed a click where I would do, but right before I said a word, and people have told me that they don't notice it, and they only start noticing it whenever I point it out. So yeah, I started developing this click. So skip forward to the YouTube channel, because I used the click like from then on, from like maybe when I was the age of 23 to now. Like, I've used the click religiously, and it's worked. Nobody has noticed, and it's fine. But now that I did the YouTube channel, I can't just start clicking. So what happened? The hands happened. The hands just started going, and now whenever I start stuttering, I just do the hand gestures. If you notice, if you notice, with every word that I say, I stop stuttering. It's almost like my hands are talking for me. So that's how all this started. So, but yeah, a lot of people have given me a lot of hate on the comment sections because of that. But it's all right. I'm going to try to just do it every now and then. I'll get my team also to tie my hands behind my back probably, but when I'm making the videos. But yeah, that's the story behind the hand gestures. And I think we're gonna wrap it up with that. You know, I want to thank you guys for joining me today. But before we go, hold on a sec. All right, so have you considered therapy? No. So, anyways, we're going to end off. We're going to end off the this show, the live show, the first live show of this YouTube channel. We're going to end it off with a little message from me. That I'm all about the mental health. And I know right now mental health is probably a popular thing. And yes, it is important. And with the Mexican culture, this isn't really, a thing. But, I want to promote it because it has helped me. Maybe I haven't expressed it, but within myself, and being aware that of my mental health, is it has helped me a lot. So I have a message for everybody, and we're gonna end it with this. This goes out to the ones who feel alone, the ones that are curled up inside their bathtubs and feel like no one is listening, to the ones who have paid all their bills and only have a few dollars to get them through. Sorry about that. Let me start over. Man, see, this is where the stuttering comes along. But anyways, forget that last part. All right, let me start over. And yeah, so after this, we're gonna go ahead and end it. And yeah, so here it goes. This goes out to the ones who feel alone, the ones that are curled up inside their bathtubs and feel like no one is listening, to the ones who have paid all their bills and only have a few dollars to get them and their families through the next 2 weeks, To the ones who have lost loved ones and can't seem to let go, you will be okay. You are not alone. Life has a way of beating you till there's nothing left. I've been there. But when this happens, you will come back stronger than ever. Better times are coming. And we'll wrap it up with that. If you had, what's my outro again? I'm trying to remember it. And that about does it for this episode of my first live stream. If don't forget to follow me on all social media platforms. Also remember to like, subscribe, and smash that bell notification icon. That way you can get notified each time I release a video. And I'll see you guys next time.